Alright, in this video we're going to go over order of operations and basically just look at what it is, how it works, and why it's so terribly important. So, if you ask virtually any math teacher out there about order of operations, they're likely to tell you that it's one of the most important fundamental math skills that you can ever learn. Because if you don't have this somewhere in the back of your mind, there's no way that you're going to be able to do higher level math in the future. So, the, just to show you how important it is, let's take an example, just a simple problem of 5 plus 2 times 3, okay? And look at it in the right ways. So if you looked at this without having an understanding of order of operations, let's say that you looked at it and just said, oh, let's go left to right like in reading. Well, if you looked at it as 5 plus 2 and then times 3, you would get an answer of 7 times 3 equal to 21. Okay, so that's one way of looking at it. However, you could also interpret this problem as 5 plus 2 times 3. Now, this way would get you 5 plus 2 times 3, which is 6, and 5 plus 6 equals 11. Now, we know that 11 and 21 are different, so obviously one of these ways has got to be the right way to do this problem, and one way has got to be wrong. So, with order of operations, we always know how to do these types of problems, and we know from order of operations that multiplication has priority over addition. And there's all sorts of rules with order of operations, and you're going to have to remember these rules. Now you might be asking yourself, how do you remember these rules? Well, you remember them by remembering an acronym called PEMDAS. Now let's go over that here really quickly. If I can get some paper out here. Alright, so PEMDAS basically is an acronym for remembering order of operations, and it goes like this: P, E, M, and D, A, and S. So PEMDAS. Now what does this mean? Well, it's an acronym for order of operations. P stands for parentheses, E for exponents, M for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, and S for subtraction. And this right here is basically the whole world of order of operations in a nutshell. So it's a pretty good idea to have this memorized. Okay, so basically how this works is you're going to go from the top rung here and just work your way down when you're solving a problem. So let's take a problem like 5 plus 5 in parentheses times 2 minus 5 plus 4 divided by 2. Okay, so we have this problem here, and we know our order of operations. And because of order of operations, we know that we don't just go left to right. So how would we do it? Well, first we look for parentheses. Are there any parentheses in this problem? Yes, there are. 5 plus 5 are in parentheses. So we're going to do that part first. 5 plus 5 is 10, and then you just bring the rest of it down. Times 2 minus 5 plus 4 divided by 2. Okay, so we got the parentheses out of the way. Now what do? We look for exponents. Well, there are no exponents in this problem, so we're going to move down to the next rung, multiplication and division. And with multiplication and division, where they're on the same level like this, what you do is you do go left to right because they have the same level of priority. So we do have multiplication and we do have division. So rather than worrying about which one to do first, we just go left to right. So we're going to go 10 times 2, which is 20. Then we have our minus 5 plus 4 divided by 2 that we bring down. So now that we've got the multiplication out of the way, we do division, not because multiplication is more important than division, but because we go left to right with that. So 20 minus 5 plus 4 divided by 2. So we're going to go our 4 divided by 2, which is 2, and bring the rest of it down. Okay, so now we're on the bottom rung, addition and subtraction. And just like before, where they're on the same level, they have the same order of priority, so we're just going to go left to right. 20 minus 5 is 15, and we take our 2 down, so it's 15 plus 2. So now that we're on the last level, we're just going to do our addition, and we're going to get 17. Okay, so now let's do one more problem just to kind of ram it into our heads. So let's get, and this time we'll incorporate exponents as well, so you can get a little bit of experience with that. So we'll have 2 times, parentheses, 7 plus 3 minus 4 squared divided by 2 plus 1. And if you've never been exposed to exponents before, it's basically any number with another little number up to the right above it, that's an exponent. So if you don't understand it, don't worry about it. Just follow along. So this is our problem here. We look for parentheses first. Parentheses, 7 plus 3. So we're going to put that 10 down and bring everything else down. 2 times that minus 4 squared divided by 2 plus 1. So we got our parentheses out of the way. Now we got to look for exponents. Alright? And in this problem, we do have exponents. 4 raised to the second power is our exponent. So what's 4 squared? It's 16. So we're going to go 16 and bring everything else down. Okay, now we got our exponents out of the way. Now we got to do the same thing as before with multiplication and division. Alright, so we've got multiplication and division. So we're just going to go left to right. So 2 times 10 equals 20. Now we bring the rest down. Alright, multiplication is gone. Now we got to do our division. So what is 16 divided by 2? It's 8. So bring the rest down again. 20 minus 8 plus 1. So we're getting closer now. All we got to do is our addition and our subtraction. So which one is left to right? We're going to start with our subtraction because it's the furthest to the left. So 20 minus 8 equals 12. Bring down the 1. And now we're left with plus 1. 12 plus 1. And that is going to equal 13. So that is how you do order of operations.